Alright. Back there. I'm going to move you. Move you. Hello, everybody. I'm just clearing some space. Trying to get strategic with where my stuff is because it's gotten a little chaotic. But I got some fun stuff to show you because it's been a while. We had the crazy Wi-Fi cell network outage here in Canada on Friday. We're going to work on this teapot tonight. So I wasn't able to go live for a while. So it is nice to be back. And actually, I wonder if I can open the blinds. I'm going to open the blinds and try and let some of this air in. Because there's a nice breeze happening right now. We've got a risk of a thunderstorm here tonight. And the rain usually comes right in my windows, so when there is rain coming, the windows usually have to be closed at some point. So I like to keep them open as much as possible. Try and get some air in here. Hi, Sarah. I missed you too. How are you? It's so good to see ya. AU724. Hello. Hi, Sue. Hi, Error Lover. Hi, Sharon. It's good to see you guys. So, lots to show you and catch you up on. Gotten lots of stuff done. You're doing good? Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. That's so wonderful. We are going to work on this teapot tonight. Hi, Michelle. The keychain. Isn't this cute? So on the other side of this, I'm just going to change up the colors. Use all the same colors, but just do them all in a different order. And that's going to be the other side of the keychain. And then I also did the same design in a different color scheme. So then on the other side of this one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to reverse the colors. So it'll go from coral to yellow, and then the light blue to the dark periwinkle with that gold and the espresso, chocolate brown espresso metallic. So I'm going to be doing the other sides. I've got 5 of each of these done. And I was I was live earlier today, and the thing that I've thoroughly enjoyed about doing multiple pieces at the same time is that look at how pretty it looks when they're all sitting together. Like, doesn't that look freaking beautiful? Doesn't that look so cool when they're all sitting there together? And then to wait and see what this looks like once they've all been resined and they have this really, really nice, almost magnifying clear glass over top almost. These are going to be so much fun. Hi, Kat. How you doing? Doesn't it look so satisfying? It's so good to see you guys. I missed you. So there's that one, and then look at how satisfying these ones look. Someone said I should call this design Fire and Ice. Oops. Like, look at how pretty. Look at how pretty those all look together. Isn't that just the friggin' coolest? Oh, I love them so much. Oh, God. Thank you, Craftacular. Right? It's so friggin' satisfying. So these guys have been varnished. I put a seal of varnish. My friend Jay Grons, Jenna, advised that if I don't put any varnish on here, then when I go to UV resin it, the wood, because it's a porous surface, could actually leach bubbles into the resin. So just a thin coat of varnish. I am using a gloss varnish. It is Liquitex Gloss Medium and Varnish. It is this stuff. So I'm just doing one coat on that, and that is going to protect them from when I put the UV resin on top. And then, like I said, once they're resined, then I'm going to go and I'm going to start painting the other side. Thank you, Craftacular. Hi, Jan. Was I standing on my head? What do you mean? I'm pretty pleased with myself. So, then you guys know that I like to do, I've been doing a lot of mug designs where I would do the same color, same tool sizes, same design on a black mug and a white mug just to see how they look different. So I did this teal metallic. Isn't that delicious? And look at it on the black. Aren't they freaking gorgeous? I think this is one of my absolute favorites that looks so freaking good on both colors. And these are going to be available on my website tomorrow by noon Eastern. I'm also going to be offering some made to order. So I'm going to give some options for both the black and the white mugs with this design of some different colors that I can do them in. So that's going to be something that'll be up on the website tomorrow as well. So if you decided you wanted to order a white one and a black one, then I would paint them for you when I receive the order. So it's going to be like a 4 to 6 week window easily before the items get shipped, depending on how many there are. But I'm going to kind of try and police that pretty quickly. But this one, I think the change in the light highlights the metallic shine of this so friggin' well. Let's see here. Oh, I missed ya. I did miss you. I've been offline. I was offline from Friday until yesterday morning. It was crazy. I was part of the Rogers outage. So those two mugs are there. Now, I also, if you remember the fancy mug that I did that was the pale blue, I also did that design on a white mug. Excuse me, on a white mug and a black mug as well. So there is a step-by-step downloadable pattern available on my website to walk you through this design. It's called Delight, and the picture in the cover photo for that is this design, but on a pale blue mug. But I think it looks pretty freaking fantastic on the white and on the black. So this design is also going to be one of the options for made to order. And then I also took the top half of the design and on these little shorter, chubbier mugs, did this great design here. Stupid autocorrect, eh? Hi, Jennifer. Isn't the black amazing? Thanks, P. Ann Williams, thank you. So this is going to be the other one that's going to be available for the made to order. Of course, you do the little design on the handle, and then I sign the bottom. So this design, and this design will all be available for made to order as of noon Eastern tomorrow. I will be posting videos about this so you won't miss it, and they're not going away anywhere anytime soon. Now what I'm also working on is items to go in an auction. I'm going to do my very first ever Mandela Love Affair auction. So this bad boy, I have to do a teal swoop there. That one's missing, and then we're going to keep working on the top up here. We're going to work on this piece this evening because we've got the handle to do, we've got the spout to do, and we have the whole other side. So we're going to replicate this on this side. So we're going to do that, start on that today. But in the auction, when this teapot is part of the auction, it is going to be the teapot and 2 of the white mugs that will go together as a set. But I'm hoping that, you know, the made-to-order kind of idea, when I pick a couple popular designs and colors, will help some people to get a hold of the mugs that they've been wanting without having to go the custom order route, I think. Aw, thank you, Chameleonaire. Hi, Corey. So, we're going to work on this today. Now, one of the other items that you guys may remember watching me paint is the box. Do you guys remember the box? Well, the box is the closest it's been to done so far. The only thing I still need to do for the box is to paint the very bottom of it and put some felt on it. But look at it with the hardware on it. It goes all the way around, right? We've got the hardware there. Goes all the way around. And then that's the lid. And then when we open it up, oh, there's satin now. I put satin in the top, satin lining all the sides and the bottom. And it looks so good. It turned out so wonderfully. So this is going to be another one of the items that will be going in my auction. So stay tuned for that. I haven't picked an actual date for the auction yet, but I'm hoping I really want it to come up in the next couple of weeks. So expect to see more from me on that soon. And I will get to work on these keychains. They will probably get released next weekend. But the mugs and stuff will all be up there tomorrow. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Jennifer. All right, so I'm going to do that teal swoop that's missing here. What happened is this afternoon when I was painting a couple more rows down here, I stuck my hand in this, wiped the whole thing, so I had to pull that whole section off. So now we're going to replace that. And then we're going to work on the top. The top, maybe the handle, and the spout. Now, I made a mistake of making that fan very short, so that one's just going to be a bit longer. But you know what? I like little things like that are slightly off. I'm starting to really, really love them. Hi, Patty. I love seeing you guys twice in one day. That's so nice. All right, so that is over there. Now, this, we still need to finish. So, I feel like we want to do blue. Kitchen and bathroom windows clean. Fantastic. Well done. Thank you, Amy. That's got to feel good, Patty. Now, no, you know what I want to do? I want to keep going. I want to keep going with the swoops. We might just make this all swoops up here. So let's see. This might just be fun. So let's see what we can do here. Oops, sorry. How you remember which paint color for each item? So, sometimes I put them in containers. Sometimes I write on the actual containers. So, for example, on this one, I put the Ohuhu, and I know that I'm doing a project with all of the Ohuhu colors. So I know that they all belong together, but I have bought some small containers that have these little lids, and I can write the project name on there. This looks incredibly organized, but this is a very new process. I don't normally keep that good of track of things, and has resulted in lots of wasted paint, unfortunately. So I'm trying to be more organized with it and to keep track of it. Or at the very least, when I'm done with some paints, to get them back into a bottle, right? Doesn't happen very often, though. Hello. Hi, Donna. How's it going? It's good to see ya. So I'm just going to keep going with this color combination. And I'm just going to keep repeating the colors, and we're just going to build this out to be a crap ton of swoops. Now, oh, thank you so much, Ohio Chick. That's so nice to hear. Thank you. These colors are so fun to work with. I think they're my favorite. So I think I'm just going to keep building up these swoops for a little while and let them travel into the middle. I'm going to try really, really hard not to stick my hand in wet paint. Did that a bunch of times this afternoon and didn't terribly enjoy it. So hopefully I won't do too much of that here. Now, I might have to let things dry a little bit. We'll see how this goes with having a spot to, you know, to put my hand while I'm painting. So I'm going in order of my rainbow, right? So before, it's just going in a different order on each side. So this one is going from out to in, right? Because purple's the last color here. And this one is going from in to out. What's everybody been up to today? What you guys been doing? See, and I just stuck my hand in it. Grr. I smudged it all over the place too with my finger. I'm waiting to stick my pinky finger in there too and get just covered in paint. Alright, let's try and fix that then. So, I think it's going to be fixable, that I shouldn't have to remove anything. I should be able to just quickly touch up. There's little dots of paint that make it over here. So I'm just going to clean those up while I'm here. And then I think, oh, there's one here. Stay still. Come on. And now I should be able to go working on your diamond painting. Nice. I am painting the lid of a teapot right now. So bear with me 1 second and I will show you the teapot. Bambi girl, This is the teapot that I'm working on. You can see the design in the background. This is a mug that I did. And this is the design that I'm building the teapot design on too. Thank you so much. I think it looks awful pretty. I think it's really happy looking. Alright, so I'm gonna go to orange now. Ah, thank you. I appreciate that very much. I'm so glad. Alright. So let's see how this does. This might be a do one row of swoops every hour because the paint needs to dry. So after this one, it might be smarter for me to move on to a different part of the teapot, I think. That's my guess anyway, because I feel like I'm going to keep putting my hands in wet paint. So I think this is definitely going to be one of those put it down for an hour, pick it up again and do another set, right? There we go. All right, so yeah, I'm not going to tempt fate here. I am going to, I might even actually leave it like this and we might add in something different there. So we're going to wait and see. Wish I could do this, but my life doesn't allow any such thing. I can really get a painting in here. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Thank goodness for social media and at least being able to get online and see some artwork, right? At least thank goodness for the internet for in that instance. I'm sorry to hear. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry to hear that. All right, so we're gonna let this one sit. And we're gonna come back to it after it dries a little bit. I'm just trying to decide where to put it. Right? Thank goodness for the internet sometimes, right? All right, so stick that off to the side. Now we can go here and we're going to I feel like I want to do something a little more elaborate than what I normally do. So let me just put my colors in order here. Yellow, green, teal, blue, violet. All right, putting them in my rainbow color order. And I'm going to grab the pink. And I'm going to grab the size I normally use for the pink. And we are going to start that right here. I don't quite know how this is going to go, but we're going to keep playing with this for a bit. I'm so sorry for coughing in your ear. I've got a little bit of a scratchy tickle thing going on. And then, so yeah, I've just got a bit of a dry throat, so sorry for coughing in your ear there. Alright, so we're just going to build a little set of swoops here. I'm not sure I know what you mean, seen any videos at all lately. Not sure I know what you mean there. So I'm going to do yellow on this side. I'm going to do yellow on this side. Hi, Tammy. How you doing, love? It's good to see ya. We're working on the teapot today. So this is the handle of the teapot. I did a version of my most recent pattern that is called Delight. There's a downloadable step-by-step pattern if you want to learn how to paint the design that is on the side of the teapot here or on those mugs. The pattern to walk you step-by-step through that is available on the website. And so we're creating some different options for that. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Tammy. That's wonderful news. So glad you're feeling better. That's awesome. Good. Love that good news. All right. So see how I just built the first half of the rainbow on that side, the first half of the rainbow on the opposite side on the bottom? This works when I've got an uneven number of colors. Thank you, Frankie D. There we go. I feel like I feel like this isn't going to be all that I'm going to do on the handle. I feel like there's more that needs to be done here. But this is where we're starting anyway. I'm not completely sure how I want this to go. All right. There we go. So, I think what I want to do is I want to put a dot and I want to do a band of these to make it look almost like bows going all the way around the handle. I think that's what I want to do. So, I can go like this. And I'm going to go... Oh, that's what I'll do. I'm going to change up the colors. So glad you're feeling better. That's such good news. All right, so I'm going to go in with an 8 right here. So I'm just going to change up the color of the center dots as I go down around the handle. Still going to do the same order of colors, but this is what we will do. So I'm starting with the green. And I'm going to start here to give me an idea of how long I can make these swoops. Oops. So I want to be up here. Are you seeing it sliding on me? There we go. Cute. All right. So now we... Right? I think it'll look super cute. And as long as I can manage to do this without sticking my hand in any wet paint, we're golden. Son of a bitch. That's just slid. I'm going to paint over it with the orange, so it's okay. I think this one's a little bit bigger than the other one, but that's okay. Different colors of these little bows is not a bad thing, I don't think. Wolf, holy hell, how are you? How's it going? How you been? What's new and exciting, friend? And I'm doing well, thank you. How are all the critters? Here, let me turn this way a little bit in hopes that we'll get some good focusing from the camera. There we go. Now we move to teal. I'm going to have to stop and take a drink here. So this teapot is going to end up as part of the first ever Mandala Love Affair auction. It will be happening sometime later this month. Haven't picked a date yet, but stay tuned. I will make sure I give you lots and lots of notice. And whether you are able to bid on something or not, any help you can give me by sharing the posts and all of that to try and get lots of eyes on the auction, it would be amazing. So thank you for all that you already do. And I guess I'm sorry that I will be asking you to do that as well. But it means the absolute world. I like sparkly lights. I like your username. That's cool. And thank you. I'm so glad you like it. So now we turn this around and we see that we have 2 bows so far. And let's try and do one more. I don't want to tempt fate, but we'll give it a shot. Babies, though, practically begging for us to take them at last. Oh, you went to a concert yesterday. Very nice. What concert did you go to? Who'd you go see? So these are the mugs. This is the design that this teapot is being based off of. It's the top half there. You can see the top half there. Whoa, had to make sure I didn't stick my hand in some paint. This black mug over here, I did just the top half, and it created this really cool design coming up from the bottom. And then, of course, we had to try this design on black. And I mean, are you kidding? Really? I think it's one of the prettiest things ever. So these are going to be available for kind of like a pre-order, I guess. It's going to be like a made-to-order. So I won't start painting it, or I don't guarantee that I will start painting it before I receive your order. So I'm going to make these available so that if anybody wanted to like place a custom order for a few of any of these 3, this one, and this one, and then I'm also going to add in these 2 as well, which is kind of cool. Walker Hayes, it was fun. First concert ever. That's amazing. That's so fun. It's so good to see you. Thank you, Corey. So until then, we're going to keep practicing. I've got some keychains that'll be up on the site on the weekend. I'll show you the 2 designs really quickly. These are the 2 designs. There's some keychains up there right now, and then these 2 are going to be added on the weekend, probably Saturday. Oh, excuse me. All right, so let's see if we can't add another set of these little bows here. So I'm going to try and do this. If I find it too stressful, then we'll abandon it for now. But let's see what we can do. I think if I go right about there. So I want to keep this tilted up because I don't want this orange dot to drip. So the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a dotting tool and I'm going to make sure that the paint is spread around to the whole area of the dot, not just kind of clustered there in the middle. If it's clustered there in the middle, it's more likely to run down the sides. So we are going to add these little rainbow fans here as well. Aww, no glass half empty. I'm so sorry. Been down in the dumps lately. Oh, I'm so sorry, love. I'm sending you lots and lots of love. Air helps me with... Yes, totally. Yep, exactly. We're a good support system for each other, so when you need support, or when you just need to come and hang out and have a place where you don't need to pretend that you're okay if you're not, that's kind of what we hope to nurture here. We've got a wonderful little family here, and if you are kind and compassionate, you are welcome here as well. Hate of any kind will not be tolerated, so just be kind to each other and keep each other feeling loved and going forward. That's the goal. This year has been the absolute worst. I lost a few family members. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh, you're so lovely. Thank you, love. Thank you, Donna. That's very sweet. I'm working on trying to kind of find ways to kind of make life a little easier on these lives. And I think I've got a way that I'm going to try that might allow me to have kind of like a banner across the top where my finger is here. So I would paint here and have a little bit of a banner up here that could say things like letting you know what kind of paints I'm using, how to find my links, how to find my website, all that different stuff. So please bear with me while I experiment over the next little while. Some of it is probably going to be an absolute fucking disaster, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. Thank you, Lisa. We're sending you lots and lots of love, Bambi girl. Lots and lots of love. If we were all there, we wish you could give you hugs. Yeah, you have space here. Yes. Right, Donna? This is the place we want to create. This is the safe space where you can show up and be whoever you are on any given day. Lord knows I'm not consistent with how I show up yet. I think we all inspire each other every time we show up, even as not ourselves or the version of ourselves that we want to be. I think we benefit so much from having a community where we can feel free to just open up and grow in front of everybody, and with the support and people cheering you on and saying, yeah, figure it out, get angry, figure out why you're angry, learn why you're angry, tell us why you're angry. You know, it's that journey of self-awareness is massive, and that journey of self-love is even bigger. 22 years next month. Oh my gosh. It's a long time. That's a long time for life to be heavy. I hope that coming and hanging here with us allows you to take a bit of a breath and just have a place where maybe you can give yourself a bit of a break from the heavy thoughts. I'm so sorry. That's so... Can't imagine. Can't even imagine. I am so blessed that I haven't lost my parents yet. But we all get to that age where we start to realize that it's an inevitability and it's really not going to take that long, right? And I am grateful that I've gotten to the point where I get to see my parents last into old age, because I know that that does not exist for everybody. You're most welcome. You are welcome here. You are loved. And welcome to the family. We are here to try and bring each other some joy, or encourage each other to seek the joy, to do more things that are fun. Whether it's painting dot mandalas is just my thing. It's not everybody's thing. And even if you enjoy it, it doesn't need to become your only thing, right? Do experiment. Play with a bunch of different things. Play with a bunch of different art forms. Have fun. Hi, Jessica. I'm good, love. How are you? Aw. Same goes for you, Wolf. You're so kind, too. You guys are all so loving. Makes me so proud. All right, so now I think I would be pushing it if I, well, maybe. If I hold it. You're good, just relaxing, nice. My life has also been very difficult for 14 years since I... Oh, I'm so sorry, Hat's Gray. Sending you so much love. It's hard to navigate the world when the world seems heavy. So what are the things that you like to do? What are the things that you like to do? Are there things that you like to do? Have you had an opportunity to sit down and think of what those things are that you like to do? Just relax, and that's wonderful. Got any painting on deck, Jessica? All right, so I'm going to go down here. And then this actually, I think, is going to work out well. We're going to get our last one down here. And I'll finish it off and have it go all the way around, just to make it official. And follow that around. All right, so I'm going to start with our green. I'm doing the same order for all of these. I'm just doing a different color center dot. Okay. Happy you found us. Yes, Wolf. Just started a new one, trying a new idea. Ooh. Bake the paint, then coat the inside with glitter. Oh, shut the front door. Oh, I can't wait to see what you come up with. That's going to be so fun. That's amazing. Oh, I can't wait to see what you come up with. That sounds so cool. All right. So now we go to the yellow again. So exciting. Oh, nice. A graduation gift. Yes, inside of what? A mug? I'm going to have to redraw my line as well because it's definitely not level with the other side. That's okay. We'll figure that out. Pop that bubble if I can. I think this is going to look really, really cute on the handle. Oh my God, that's amazing. Little rainbow bows. Ah. And we might be able to go back to the lid here soon. Which would be cool. And pink. Here we go. Some of them I made a little chubbier than others. That's all right. Nothing wrong with some chub. Not in my books, anyway. All right. That half is done. So I use the same colors in the same order. I just go on the alternate side of that center swoop so it gives the reverse color scheme of the rainbow. All right, let me just come back and catch up on comments. To anybody who's new, just know that if I don't answer your comment right away, please know that I'm not ignoring you. While I'm painting, I can't see my phone screen. So what I'll do is I regularly need to stop and kind of stretch and shift in my chair and, change which leg is crossed in front of another and all that good stuff. So when I do stop to kind of readjust is when I'll come back and follow up and scroll back on the comments to catch up on anything I've missed, okay? So please know that if I don't answer right away, please be patient with me. I will get to it. That's going to be so beautiful. Oh, thank you, Kevin Dark. The tool that I'm using is called, I call it a micro daughter. It's a clay sculpture tool. Puncture or scoring tools can work as well, but it's a very dull tip. It's not super sharp, so it's not going to scratch unless I apply a lot of pressure there. So this works really well for doing the really tiny stuff. You could also, before I started using this, I would use a sewing pin pushed into the end of a pencil eraser. Very sharp toothpicks work really well as well. The only issue with toothpicks is that they are wood, so they're porous, so they do absorb the paint, so they eventually get squishy and don't work, so you kind of go through them fairly quickly, but not too bad. Abs Fab, I'm glad you're here. Welcome. Were you going stir crazy with that internet? Yes. I kept feeling like there was something I was supposed to be doing. And like I was even nervous to sit and paint and film because my phone automatically backs up to the cloud. And I thought, well, what if I spend an hour and a half filming something and painting something and go to save it and there's no room on my phone, so it tries to go to the cloud and then I lose the whole thing, right? So it all felt very weird. We do all come in different sizes. What makes the world a beautiful place, right? Yeah, so I definitely call this my micro daughter. It's great for teeny tiny dots, and it's nice for nice swoops too. All right, so let's continue on down here. Oops. Now we go to blue, and then we go to purple, and we will be good. Definitely ask any questions that you may have. And also know too, I have a YouTube channel that does have a playlist that has a bunch of tutorials. So if that is valuable for you, the YouTube channel is linked in my bio. And if you would be so kind, if you like my videos there, give me a subscribe there as well. We're almost at 200 subscribers on YouTube, which is really cool. No, good question, Mary Leanne, that will not wash off. These paints are specifically designed to adhere to non-porous surfaces like ceramic and glass. I will leave this to sit for a week to air dry, and then it'll actually go into the oven. Once it comes out of the oven, it will these paints will technically cure to be top shelf dishwasher safe. Now, I always recommend that anybody that buys my mugs do a gentle hand washing. There's a ton of delicate dots on here. There's a ton of delicate work on here. I'm super paranoid, so I would never throw it in the dishwasher, even if it technically could. But I do have friends that have had my mugs for well over a year and put it in the dishwasher, and they've had no issues with it. But my paranoia says, no way in hell am I putting this in the dishwasher. Not going to tempt the fates on that one. So the important thing to know when you're using multi-surface acrylic paints, once they are cured on, you still do not ever want to soak the piece in water. Not even for 5 minutes. So not standing in water, and just a very gentle hand wash. Whimsy. As a very first project, I'm a big fan of wood is a really good thing to paint on. So anything that's a wood surface, give it a really good sand and put 3 or 4 coats of a base coat of paint on there. Because wood's very thirsty. But if you give it a really good sand so that you can rub your hand over top and not worry about any splinters, then that can be a really nice surface as well. So canvas is where I started, and I ended up getting incredibly frustrated because all of the fibers in the canvas they would almost fight me. So my dots would be all misshapen because the fibers in the canvas would impact the shape and size of my dots. So I got really frustrated, and I didn't use canvas at all for a very, very long time. And what I did eventually, if you want to eventually get into canvas, but not as a very first piece, then you can buy different things. You can buy gesso, which actually smooths out the canvas to give you a nice smooth surface. Tiles is also another good one, but if you want the paint to stay, you want to make sure that you are buying multi-surface, not multi-purpose. It has to say multi-surface, and on the instructions on the bottle, it will need to say that it is good for ceramics or glass. So this one here, ceramics. This one says ceramics and glass. So that's what you're looking for on the paints if you want to paint on mugs, on flat tiles. Tiles are nice because they're not huge and it's a super smooth surface as well. But what you want to always remember too is as soon as you change surfaces, the surfaces are so different that it's going to impact how you paint, right? Does that answer your question, Whimsy? I hope that helps. I would recommend wood first, just because it's the easiest to get to a really smooth finish. If you can get some MDF that's already there and you can prime it and paint it, that's ideal. You're most welcome, Mary. Thank you, AbsFab. I think it's awful pretty, isn't it? All right, let's get this purple on here. And then I'm going to decide if I'm going to do the very last set. And I think I can. I think I can turn this upside down and do this. Don't you think? I can totally do this, can't I? Sure I can. Yeah, and this is way off. So we're going to get that off of there. Start that over again. Yes! You're most welcome, Whimsy. I'm so glad. All right, so let's flip that back over. So I need a green now. All right, so now we do green. And then we should be able to go back to the handle. I mean, to the lid, maybe. I think this one, if it goes right about here, then we should be good. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. All right, I need to set this down. Just let it sit on that sponge there. I don't want the handle to rest on anything because that paint is still potentially wet. Yeah, that's the nice thing about tiles, right? You really don't have to do anything. Maybe a little isopropyl alcohol on there, but you don't have to sand them. You don't have to base coat them. And it's such a smooth surface, it can really help you just get used to a lot of the techniques. And they can be really fun. I've always wanted to get a bunch of tiles and get like a wood tray and fill the bottom of that tray or do a frame on a mirror. Can you imagine how friggin' heavy that would be? But holy crap, it would be pretty. Thank you, Pathos. Thank you. You just got those. Oh, did you? Oh, I'm so glad you like them, Jessica. That's awesome. That's so awesome. Yeah, I really like them. All right. So let's turn this around and let's see. All right. So the next pattern is going to be the wave pattern. I don't know if anybody remembers the wave design that I did on the incense holder a few months back now. But that is going to be the next downloadable pattern. And I've got a couple other really interesting ideas for some more wraparound mug designs. I feel like that right now is what people seem to be enjoying the most, are the mug designs. So I'm going to try and play with them a little more. Learning when to use them versus metal ball tools is a learning curve. Absolutely. I tend to use the flatter tools when I don't want to use as much paint. Like if I want to create a center dot here and I want it to be, to have enough paint, but I don't want it to be glopping with paint, I will tend to use the DIY tools. If I use a nail dotting tool, I tend to lay down a lot more paint. So I find that makes it a little difficult for doing dots the same size. I find that when I'm doing a row of dots like this, I have a much harder time keeping a consistent dot size if I use one of the metal ball tools. So just kind of remember that there's no rule about this either, right? Just like everything else in this, there's no rules. You can do it however you want to. So figure out which ones you're most comfortable with. If you are good creating multiple dots of the same size using a nail dotting stylus tool, do it. Use the metal ball tools for that. Most of the time I use the DIY tools for anything that's going to be the same size, the center dots, these rows like this. I don't ever use them for swoops, and I don't ever use them for walking dots. I kind of use them for all the other stuff. I don't know if that helps or not. I hope it does. All right, now I just got to move. I had to move my cloth out of the way there. So this handle is just about done. And when we're done, I will flip this upside down, or right side up, I should say. And I'll show you what the design looks like. This is based off of my my newest pattern that's available. It's a downloadable step-by-step PDF. It's available on my website. There's the link in my bio. And it's a pattern called Delight. I did this design first on a light blue mug. And sadly, I don't have any more of those mugs left. But I'm so thrilled with the design. I'm painting it on absolutely everything. So wait till you guys see this design painted on a couple of black mugs. They're so pretty. And they're beautiful on the white as well. Like with this teapot, this is going to come in a set with 2 mugs that have the design on them. It's going to be the teapot and the 2 mugs. And oh my God, they're so friggin' pretty. So as sad as I am that I don't have any more of the blue mugs, maybe someday I will and I can revisit that stuff. But for now, holy crap, this is so friggin' pretty on the black and the white. So there we go. Oh. There we go. All right. So let me see if I can turn this right side up without ruining any of the paint. All right. So let's start here. So this is the mug. This design here is going to be repeated on the other side. And we now have the dotted handle with the little rainbow bows. And see, we started up here. We went purple, pink, orange, yellow, green. So even the center dots are in the colors of the rainbow. We're going to do some really cool stuff on the spout. And we're going to, like I said, repeat that design over here on the other side. So it's going to wrap all the way around. So this is the top half of the design that I did on the blue mug. This is what the full design looks like. So on the teapot, we're just doing above the line here, just all of this. This is the bottom half of the design. So this is what the 2 mugs are going to look like that'll go with the teapot. Aren't they pretty? And this particular design, as of noon tomorrow, will be available for basically custom order, pre-ordered. If you decide you want 3 of these mugs, you'll be able to order them tomorrow. What I'm doing with those is once I get the order, then I start painting them. Now, if I get a couple extras painted in the meantime, because I'm just enjoying it so much, then I'll build up a little bit of an inventory, but you'll have the ability to order this one on the black, the one on the white, or this one on the black. So this is just like the teapot. We've got that band there, and then we've got these walking dots and swoops and these little offshoots there. Isn't that cute on the little shorter chubby mug? So we've got the tall latte mugs. These are 15 or 16 ounces, and these are 15 ounces. So these are still really good size mugs. I don't like the little tiny ones. I don't have much use for them. I want a nice big cup of tea or nothing. All right. So the black mug is going to be, they are going to be 52. And then these mugs here are going to be 45. In time for July 25th? No, unfortunately they wouldn't. I can't guarantee that they would make them for you, Jay. Hey. I have 1 or 2 made. They will get listed. So now these mugs are going to get listed as of noon tomorrow as well. So there is totally the chance that you could be the one on the website to grab one of these. But if you want more than the one, I would have to make it, and it's going to take at least 2 weeks before I can even get it in the mail. They are technically top shelf dishwasher safe. However, my warning is always to anybody, if you are buying something hand painted and you put it in the dishwasher, even if it's technically supposed to be dishwasher safe, you are taking a huge chance. With all of the delicate design on here, to me, it's asking for trouble. So I do recommend gentle hand washing. I have friends that have my mugs that have put them in the dishwasher and they've done just fine. But my paranoia kind of says, this took 5 hours to paint, and the thought of throwing it in a dishwasher scares the living daylights out of me. So for getting these mugs made, they are probably going to be a good 4 to 6 week turnaround. If I can get them out faster, I will, but I don't want to. I would rather under promise and over deliver than to not meet commitments. So it's unfortunately going to be a little bit of a long game for these pre-orders. So again, the ones that are going to be up for order are these ones here. I'll have them available in a couple different colors, but they'll be available in black and white with this design, just in different colors. And then, and those are 42. And then the wraparound is 52. And again, 4 to 6 weeks to have them ready. This one will be 42 as well. This one will be 42. It's all based on how much time it takes me to paint these. And these wraparound designs take a significantly longer time to paint than those ones do. Yeah. And that's the thing, like technically, yeah, the paints do cure to be top shelf dishwasher safe, but it just scares the living daylights out of me, the idea of doing that. I'd definitely rather be paranoid. Yeah, there's those couple mugs that chances are they get washed 3 times a day anyway, because I have a mug that I wash it 2 or 3 times a day because that's what I drink my tea out of, and I never get new mugs out. I just keep washing it multiple times a day. Do you guys have favorite coffee mugs? I've got a whole bunch. I love mugs, and I will continue to buy mugs. But I still have only a couple that I actually use on a regular basis. Well, that's the thing, right? Being safe than sorry. Can you imagine if you put this in the dishwasher? And I think when they create these paints, right, they assume that we're going to take a brush and we're going to actually paint stuff on here. And we put on a thick amount of paint, but it's really in very tiny amounts of tiny spots, right? So in my mind, we're not using the paints when we're doing dot mandalas. We're not necessarily using the paints in the way that I think they were designed to be used, because they're designed to maybe be put on a little bit thinner, a little bit more spread out, not so much isolated paint. Like this dot, that's all it's got to hang on to, right? It's not attached to anything else. So, yeah. So Valerie, I'm a big fan of Craft Smart multi-surface. This is my favorite color, this hot pink that we've got here. And I find that the Craft Smart multi-surface, if I let it dry for a week and then put it in the oven, I don't get any bubbling, which was a huge, huge issue with folk art. Now I am doing some testing with folk art paints and thinning them down slightly with the Liquitex glass medium. Still getting a lot of bubbling with that, so I still have some other things to test when it comes to stirring and mixing color. I'm also going to be giving Deco Art Americana, the multi-surface paints, another try. I tried them a long time ago, but I'd gotten them at a discount store, so they were probably already really old. And the other one that I really want to invest some time into is Deco Art glass paint or enamel paints. Right? I think a lot of these have a lot of potential to be really, really good paints. And I think that the glass and enamel paints may be the answer to multiple layers of paints and top dots and all that wonderful stuff. So we're going to kind of play with some of those. But for right now, I do a lot of work with the Craft Smart multi-surface, and I do just single layers, not with any top dots or anything right now, because I've had such an issue with bubbling. And let me tell you that I cannot think of something right now that feels quite as awful as spending 3 or 4 hours on a mug, putting it in the oven and having it come out looking like it's exploded. It's really upsetting when that happens. All right. I have one mug that says Dog Mom. That's your favorite. Nice. Don't drink coffee or tea, but you love the mugs. What do you drink out of mugs, Patty? Mugs or something. Oh, and thank you, love. So to cure the paint, what I do is I let it air dry for about a week, and then I put it in the oven. Any curing instructions are going to be on your bottles, and every brand is not created equal. Always, always, always check your bottles. It's why I never tell you guys how to bake them, because it's going to depend on your brand of paint. And sometimes it depends on the particular color in it. So for example, I've got a Folk Art satin multi-surface black paint that it says let it dry for 30 minutes and put it in the oven. It's totally fine. I have others that say let them dry for 72 hours and then put them in the oven, that are also Folk Art satin multi-surface. So don't assume that each bottle you buy is going to be the same formula. These paint companies are upgrading and updating their formulas all the time. So don't assume. Always, always, always check your bottles. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the Craft Smart, but I'm also a big fan of the Craft Smart metallic. I haven't done a ton. I've done a few mugs with the Craft Smart satin, and I really, really, really like the finish. I just didn't have, I've gotten completely hooked on the metallics, and I haven't been able to walk away. So hopefully I'll be doing a little more. You don't use mugs at all? Tons of water bottles. They fill up the cupboards pretty quick too, eh? All right, so let's grab. So this is the Teapot so far. Yeah, they've done a really nice job with those paints. I'm a big fan of those. So this is our little teapot lid. So we're going to keep filling this in. I'm moving into the center here. And what I want to do is fill in these spaces, but I very quickly run out of places to put my hand while I'm painting. So this part is going to be a very slow process. This is something that's really good to see though, because of course I'm going to do a video of all of this, right? And I'm going to edit it to look like I just zipped all of these swoops on in about 10 minutes. but that's definitely not how it works. We're going to do a couple of swoops, and then we're going to literally set this aside for an hour and let it dry, so that when I'm going around and painting, when I put my hand down here, I'm not risking smudging all of this paint all over the place. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Yeah, you totally should paint the water bottles. Totally should. That would be a great idea. Tumblers and water bottles, just paint the crap out of those. I'm sure not shocking anybody, but I've got a couple floating around. They've been floating around here for a couple of years. I still haven't touched them. All right. So let's start with the blue. The other reason you want to wait for this paint to dry is if it's only half dry, when you get down here, if you paint over top of it, you might pull some of the old stuff off. And you really want to try and avoid that if you can. Stay very, very aware of where you're putting your hands when you're picking it up and moving it around. Like I'm watching my pinch your fingers here to make sure that when I hold it here, I'm not sticking my hand in any of that wet blue paint. Hanukkah presents too, there you go. So this is the lid of a teapot. This is using a design that I've recently put on some keychains. I'll show you those too. You're going to be seeing a lot of this design. V Creed, how are you? She collected teapots? Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. That is so awesome. Well, I hope you enjoy it as well. Oops. You're doing well? I'm good. Thank you for asking. I'm glad you're doing well. Okay, so this might be the last swoop that we do. And then we'll do something else here in the middle. It's getting a little tight now. So what I do now when I'm looking at what colors I'm going to use and what am I going to do in between, I immediately look at what are the next couple colors in each of these combos. The next one in this one here with the yellow would be green, and the next one for the blue would be teal. So I'm going to use some green in here and then some teal out here. So let's start. Alright, let's try this. So this is the lid of a teapot that I'm painting in a design inspired by a design that I did on a mug recently. I'm just going to let this keep going out like that. We got lots to do here, so it's okay. So I did this design first on a blue mug, like a sky blue mug, and it was beautiful. Unfortunately, I didn't have any more of those. I've since painted it on white mugs and black mugs, and they are going to be available for basically for pre-order tomorrow. So when you place the order, I will start painting the mugs, or you'll go into the queue at the very least, and then we'll get them done as quick as we can. all of the mugs will have to sit on the shelf for a week to dry before they go in the oven, and then they get packaged to go out. But anyways, this design has quickly become a favorite. Every time you stop to think you're so quiet, I always think you're lagging. I totally get that, yeah, because I do kind of just drop off, don't I? Sorry about that. I'll have to make sure I keep moving so that you know that everything's good. So even when I'm thinking, I need to move my stuff around. Bratty Bean, when I am painting on ceramics like this teapot or mugs, I use multi-surface acrylic paints. Enamel paints also work, but I use multi-surface paints. Anytime you are painting on something that is non-porous, you want to make sure you're using paints that are designed to adhere to non-porous surfaces. Non-porous would be tile, glass, things that are not porous that will not soak up the paint. Right when I get in the zone. All right, so now we need something to go down the middle. And I'm thinking how many would we do? Pink, orange. All right, I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with the purple. Where's the purple? There's the purple. You're welcome. My favorite brand, right now, my favorite brand of multi-surface is Craftsmart. I really, really like the consistency. If I'm painting on canvas or wood, and I don't need to use multi-surface paint, I really, really like Deco Art Americana. Regular acrylics that have a matte finish. I really, really like them. So there's little things that'll get cleaned up in here. So there's purple. Now we go to blue. I go blue. We're going to slowly make these dots get larger and larger, but not too large. I don't want it to completely take up that whole space. As we get these dots getting larger and larger. You're most welcome. If anybody's new to my lives, if I'm in the middle of painting and if I don't answer your question right away, please know that I'm not ignoring you. But when I'm painting, I can't see my phone screen. So I will pause on a regular basis, though, to come back and check on any comments that I've missed. I want to thank everybody who sent me a virtual tip from my virtual tip jar so far. It's incredibly generous of you, and I appreciate it very, very much. It is my goal to always keep these lives to be free, so that it's not keeping anybody from being able to learn and ask questions and to spend time together. So if you do feel called to do so, I do have a virtual tip jar linked through my bio. So if you would like to support me, $1 or $2, every single little bit really makes a difference. So thank you so much. Oh, Lisa, that's so sweet of you. Thank you so much. All right, so we're making these dots get slightly larger as we come out of the center. So now I'm gonna go to larger again, not by too much. And then we're gonna keep going all the way out. I think this looks pretty cool. This is going to be a neat looking lid, I think. Phil, thank you, love. How you doing? It's so good to see you. You guys are so kind. Thank you so much. That's so generous. How's life going, Phil? How's life and love? Oh, thank you, Donna. Oh, that's so kind, Lisa. Thank you so much and welcome. It's nice to meet you. Nice to have you here. I hope you enjoy spending time with us. I'm doing wonderful. Thank you, Phil. We're doing good. I'm glad you're doing good. You're most welcome. I haven't forgotten. I still want to get together and do a joint live together. It's on my list. I've recently come to terms with the fact that I am shit at implementation. I come up with all kinds of great ideas and then get all gung-ho about a whole bunch of them. But then when it comes to actually planning them in, and I get overwhelmed and things tend to kind of get put off. So please know that I'm working on it. This is the lid of a teapot that I'm painting. So actually we're almost done here. So I'm going to pull back and show you. I'll put this back in and we'll have a look at what the teapot looks like so far. And I think it looks pretty stinking pretty. Totally normal. Yeah, it's really hard to plan stuff right now, eh? So this is where we're at so far. Now I am also going to do a row around the top here. Maybe just a couple colors and have a couple little things coming down into here as well. Isn't it cute? Yeah, right? It does. It just hurts the head. It just adds to the overwhelm. And right now it's all about removing the overwhelm and going with the flow and relaxing into that flow. You know, it's one of those, do you ever feel like you have those moments where you're like, I know exactly what to do. I'm just not doing it. Right? So those moments feel good when you kind of have those little bits of clarity. Oh, thank you, Emily. Thank you, Donna. I love it. I think it's gorgeous. Thank you, Vicrete. Are the black mugs ready to sell yet? So, these guys are going to be listed on my website at noon Eastern tomorrow. Now, these single ones are going to be ready to ship in another week. But what I am also going to be doing is I'm going to be opening up, basically, I guess, is made to order or pre-orders would be the thing. So if you want to order either of those, I will make it for you. So you could pre-order it and say, I'd like you to make me 2 of those and 1 of those. I can do that. It's just going to take some time. So I'm saying that there is a good 4 to 6 week window from the day you place your order to the day it gets sent out in the mail. If I can get it done before then, I 1,000,000% will. I'm not going to dawdle on this, but I'm also being overly optimistic that there's going to be a crap ton of orders, and that might just slow things down too. So now I'm not going to put a huge number on there, but I think there is going to be a bit of catch up. So yes, noon Eastern tomorrow, this mug, this mug, this mug will all be available for pre-order. I think just by tapping on the screen, Sarah, if you keep tapping right on the screen, that sends likes. We got 5.1 thousand likes, you guys. Holy shit. That's really cool. Thank you so much for all the love. Now this particular design, so the way that I'm starting to learn how to price my products properly, right? So I am looking at a lot of how long does it take me to paint these designs. So these ones are going to be 42. They are actually, because they're a single color, they do up a little bit quicker. So, but these wraparound ones take significantly longer. So you are going to see a price difference in those, but, these wraparound ones take significantly longer. So you are going to see a price difference in those, but, these wraparound ones take significantly longer. So you are going to see a price difference in those, but, these wraparound ones take significantly longer. So you are going to see a price difference in those, but, these wraparound ones take significantly longer. So you are going to see a price difference in those, but, these wraparound ones take significantly longer. So you are going to see a price difference in those, but, these wraparound ones take significantly longer. So you are going to see a price difference in those, but, these wraparound ones take significantly longer. So you are going to see a price difference in those, but, these wraparound ones take significantly longer. So you are going to see a price difference in those, but, these wraparound ones take significantly longer. So you are going to see a price difference in those, but, these wraparound ones take significantly longer. So you are going to see a price difference in those, but, these wraparound ones take Oh, God, they're just so worth it. Like, look at that. It's just so pretty. I can't stop looking at it. I just friggin' love it so much. So then when this teapot is done, thank you guys. Oh my gosh, look at you guys. They're amazing. Thank you. Oh, I love you guys. Thanks, Phil. Thanks, Barb. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks, everybody. This teapot is going to be one of the items in the first ever Mandala Love Affair auction that is going to take place later on this month. And for those of you who watched me paint the box, I thought you would like an update on what the box looks like now too. So this is what the box looks like now. Beautiful little hardware on it. Wraps all the way around. I know that's really close. And then there is the hardware there. And then I lined it with some satin. So we've got satin on the insides, lining all four sides, and satin on the roof. So I just need now to varnish the bottom and make sure that it's got some felt on there so it doesn't scratch. This one, thank you, Phil. It is intense, isn't it? Isn't it gorgeous, though? Like, it's probably one of the... This is based off of a huge painting that I did, a large canvas. It's actually still available on my website as well, the original design that I did with this, but it was one of my very, very first large canvases. And I'm thrilled with how it turned out. I have no idea how long it took. I know that we spent at least 5 different live streams, and all of my live streams are 2 hours. So at least 5 of those, and I spent at least 5 to 10 hours off of lives working on it. So I would say right now it's sitting at about 15 to 20 hours. Somewhere in there. Thank you, Valerie. Thanks, guys. I'm so glad you like it. How much is it? This is the fun part. It's fun for me. I hope it's fun for you guys as well. This is going to actually go into the very first ever Mandala Love Affair auction. And because I hate picking prices, I'm going to make you guys do it. So there is going to be no minimum bid. We're going to get people just to start bidding, and it is going to go up for auction. It's going to be a 24-hour auction for this piece. I'm also going to have this teapot, and 2 of the white mugs are going to be up for auction. And then the 2 terracotta plates that I did, one with the phoenix design, those 2 are going to be part of the auction. And potentially I have 2 tables that can be indoor, outdoor tables, or can be in your home, that just need to have some resin work done. Same with the terracotta plates, and then those will be in there. So I'm thinking there's going to be 5 or 6 items in the first auction, and the box is going to be one of them. Oh, thank you, Purple Batman. I'm so glad you like it. Oh, thanks, Patty. Yeah, so on the items that I really struggle to get my pricing, I'm going to just start chucking them up for auction. Say, you guys do it. You do it for me. I don't want to do it. Oh, thank you so much, Phil. I'm really pleased. Really, really pleased with it. Thanks, Donna. Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, we definitely need to talk soon, Phil, for sure. Chickpea Dreams, hello. All right, so how are we doing? So we're at 9:30. Oh, you love your incense holder. I'm so glad. Yay, that's wonderful to hear. I'm so glad. That makes my heart happy. I love when you guys love your stuff. I hope that any stuff that you ever buy of mine, when you've got it in your home, when you look at it, it just makes you feel better. Whatever better means in that moment. I don't want to say makes you happy. Sometimes it's too big of a jump. Sometimes I just want to feel better. Oh, that's so good. What is your favorite incense to burn, Phil? You broke your keychain? Oh, come on, man. I'll send you another one. So do you want to see a couple of the incense holders? Let me show you a couple of them because I still have a few of them available in the shop. So let me grab a couple and show you. Ooh. Sorry, I just had a hamstring cramp. That was, yep, that did it. All right, so number 1, we have this one. And then, let me move the teapot because you know I'm going to smack it with one of these things. And I'm pretty sure that if I smack it with something made out of plaster, it's going to break, right? That sounds like something I would do. Like champa or sandalwood, nice. Doing pricing estimates, right? Isn't it awful? I hate it. So this one, I love this one. I love the colors. This is actually a metallic mint green on there as a little bit of an accent, so it shimmers nicely in the light. So we have that one. And we have, these might be the only ones I have left. We have this one. This one is a play on the second pattern, downloadable pattern I ever released that was called Hope. I did Hope in a bunch of colors that ranged from magentas through purples and into some periwinkle blues, and then used some bright teals and bright pinks on there, and I made it with the greens. This one just looks wonderful, I think, and I love this edge. Like, this is the edge I want to do on every single incense holder ever. I just friggin' love it. So there's that one. And then, based on my pattern that is called Quest was originally done in these greens, but then I made it in this gray and silver and red. And this, to me, just looks like Viking medallion. I just friggin' love it. Or I think of the Blade movies. As the 90s kid that grew up on the Blade movies, this is what this makes me think of Blade or Underworld or something. So let me, for burning sage, this is all I've got at this point. I would like to eventually get into some bowls and everything for that, but I'm nervous about anything that would kind of hold in the heat, and it could char it. I'm not sure. So I'd have to play with that one a little bit and see what that one looks like. Thanks, Phil. Aren't they pretty? Black Widow version. Yes, I like that. Now there's a company that I'm looking at that I've ordered molds from before. They made the molds from these, and I'm looking at some different molds. So that's entirely possible down the road. But at this point, this is where we're at. So I don't have a lot of these. I've just got a few of them. I make the incense holders myself with a plaster and a mold. And then I let them air dry for about a week before I paint them. So I'd like to get back to them and make some more again. But unfortunately right now, I need to really focus on a few other things. I really need to keep going with the mugs. And I also... I've come to terms with the fact that I need to start on Christmas ornaments too. Ugh. Just put a little metal. Oh, that's a good idea, Phil. That's a really good idea. Yeah, you totally could, and then it would still catch down here. That's a really good idea. The blue is pretty. I'd like to do some more in the blues. Yeah, I'd really like to do some more in the blues, so this is going to get there. You're getting ornaments this year? Well, I've got a shit ton of them to paint, so I'm getting in the mode of getting ready to do some painting. I'm going to take a lot of designs that I've already done on keychains and stuff. We're going to do ornament painting parties this Christmas. We'll do them online with Zoom, or maybe even just with lives. And I'm going to have some downloadable patterns as well for those too. And I'm going to have some downloadable patterns for small pieces like this for keychains. Here's some other designs. Right? So these guys I'm going to create some downloadable patterns for these small sizes because they can be really tough to come up with designs. You're totally in. Yay! Well, they are going to be starting soon. The ornaments need to start soon. I've got piles and piles of them to paint. So, these ones I have to paint the other side for right now. I do have a couple of these ones available in my shop. And there's a few others that are available as well. This one actually is one that needs to be repaired. And then this one, I still need to paint the other side. And then that's the same design. Exactly the same design, just different colors. I love that. I love seeing that. So I'm really, really happy. So those we'll keep working on. I'll keep working on mugs. I'll get those custom, the made-to-order listings for the mugs available. They'll be available on the website tomorrow at noon. And we'll kind of go from there. There's a whole bunch of these mugs that are available on my website right now in different colors. I can show you a couple of those different colors. So for example, we've got a green. This is available on the website right now. Oh, thank you, Phil. I appreciate it. I'm so glad you like my stuff, you guys. I like looking at this stuff. Sometimes I like to just get out the stuff that I've painted and look at it again. The hot pink. See Rachel in the background? I was watching her friends. This is a really light purple that in the daylight, it almost shines blue on some angles. It's really, really pretty on the white mug. I'm running out of space because I've been very productive. So help me clear out some of this inventory. And then we've got some purple. And the midnight blue. So there's a bunch of these already available on the website if you want to go check them out. The links for those things are in my bio. The links for my website are there. And I'm always trying to come up with different ideas and different stuff to add to the website. So just keep your eyes peeled. I try to give you guys an update when there's new stuff as best as I can. All right. 42 plus shipping, Phil. It does look very silver, doesn't it, Purple Batman? It really, really does, but it's actually a very, very, very light mauve. What I did is I actually took, I took Pearl White Craft Smart Multi-Surface, and I mixed it with a very, very, very tiny amount of, where is it? Where's the paint bottle? Oh, there it is. I couldn't find it because I put it away where it was supposed to go. I mixed it with Amethyst, which is multi-surface, Craft Smart multi-surface Amethyst. Like 1 or 2 drops in with multi-surface Pearl White, and it turned to this kind of almost cool holographic color. So let me know. I'm going to start adding some other colors that the white mugs are going to be available in, like the metallic teal. I'm going to start kind of adding all that stuff in there. But keep your eyes on the website tomorrow. That's when a lot of this stuff is going to go up and the pre-orders are going to go up. So there'll be lots of options for different mugs that if you've had your eye on one of these 2 designs, you'll be able to do that. The white ones are pretty special, eh? And when you find a nice design, first of all, finding a design that's a single color is always difficult for me because I find that you have to be very deliberate with the design so that it doesn't get muddy and that you don't get lost in too much detail, right? You really need to have one in there. A rainbow black and white. So those are all going to go up on the website tomorrow. Thank you. I'm so glad you like them. So finding a single color is really typically difficult for me. I'm not known for being good at keeping things simple, so this was a stretch for me. So why don't we paint some keychains? I'm not going to, or you know what? I want a resin. I don't want to get into resin tonight, but we can start to paint the other side of these. So this we can do. We can at least start to prep them a little bit so that when I am ready to paint them, we've got the centers marked. So I'm just going around with a watercolor pencil crayon and I'm burnishing the edge, and that's going to help me go through the process of finding my center. I'm so glad it's so relaxing. That makes me so happy when you guys enjoy my stuff and find it chill and relaxing. That makes me happy. Now I've used on the top half and on the sides, I've used Liquitex gloss, medium, and varnish on the other side. So some of it has dripped over to the bottom, and that means that it's going to kind of blow up a little bit. Hi, Carolyn. Aw, thank you, Phil. That's so sweet. Oh, that's so generous. How you doing, Carolyn? How you doing, love? Sending you lots and lots of love. So good to see you here. So when I do these keychains, I don't resin the sides. Let me show you. So I don't resin the sides of these. I use UV resin for one, so you don't have to sit and wait for 24 hours, 48 hours for the resin to cure. It's done in like 10 minutes. And then what I've done is I've just left the varnished side kind of raw. And I like the feeling of the super smooth here and a little bit rough on the sides. It just feels, I like the contrast in the texture. So I don't resin the sides of the keychain. You totally could, but that's not something that I'm doing. Been away from home so long that I can't find my watercolor pencils. I don't know how you even wake up and know where you are in the morning. Would it take? I would imagine you've been back and forth and away from home so much that when you wake up, you almost have to say, "Okay, so where am I again?" That must be so hard, Sharon. Yeah, yay, shopping. Oh, excuse me. So sorry, you guys. Feeling so much better since they took me off chemo. Oh, that's wonderful, Carolyn. I'm so glad. That's such good news. You deserve some relief. You deserve to be able to take a breath. Sending you so much love. I'm so glad to hear that. No shopping, at least not for watercolor purses and clothes, yes. That's got to be so tiring. All right. I do a very convoluted way of finding my center. This is something I got on a YouTube video. So what you do is you draw 3 lines anywhere that are the same length, and you can easily divide it in half, that attach to the circumference. So that's why I burnished the edge, so I can see where the edge of my piece is. So I'm using 3 centimeters. I'm lining it up. And I go there. And then I go 3 here. And then what's going to happen is I'm marking the center of each of these lines. I'm going to draw a line perpendicular to this line at that mark. Okay? So this down like so. Now I'm going over here. I'm going to draw a line perpendicular to this one at this mark. There. Now I'm going to do the same here. And see how this line is going to go through that same intersection of the others. Right? Now I have my center. So now I go to this vertical line and I draw my perpendicular line like so. And now I have a quartered circle So then I erase in each quarter because I don't need that stuff anymore. All that stuff was just there to help me find the center. I just use an eraser. When I'm completely done my design, I'll go through with a wet cotton swab and erase all of these guidelines. And then what I do, my last step, is I actually draw a circle in the center. I find that doing this really helps me to get my center dot actually centered on this axis. What I find happens is when I don't, I have a really hard time getting it centered there. You love your keyring? Oh, I'm so glad. That makes me so happy. Oh, I love hearing that. I love hearing how much you guys love your stuff and how happy it makes you. That's it's the best thing I could ever ask for. Thank you for being so open and telling me all of that. All right, so here, yeah. 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 There we go. And again, now we draw our perpendicular line at the mark. Ding. At the mark. Perpendicular line. So it's just like a fail-safe, right? Like this one, not good. See how that one doesn't really come into play there? Right? But so then what I'll do, if they don't match up, then what I'll do is I'll take another spot and I'll do another line. So I'll go in like here and I'll do another one and I'll keep doing these lines until I get a couple that intersect at the same spot. So there's another one. Let's see what this lines up with. Okay, so it's lining up with this line. So now I know. So now I can go here. There we go. And we've got our center again. So I know it's a little confusing. You might have easier ways of doing this. I find that because the edges are rounded, tracing the circle doesn't work really well for me as a technique to finding the center. You might find it works out really well for you. So what I mean by that is when you have a canvas or a surface and so for example, I got a piece of paper and I had this wood panel. So what I did was I traced it onto that paper, folded that paper in quarters, snipped off the end of there, and then when you place this back on top, it allows you to find your center if you've cut it well enough. If you have cut it evenly enough. I always do lots of checks and balances. If this helps me find the approximate center, I will use it. I will use stencils. I will use that technique I just used. Anything to find that center. And then the first thing I do if I'm looking to see if I actually got the center right on a larger piece like this is I'll grab my compass, stick the middle in there, and go out to the very edge and do a big round around there. And you're going to see, is it centered or is it skewed on either side? Ooh, the rain just started. Woo! That's no fun. So that can work with round pieces. So then I just keep going here. Oh, thank you. We need bigger pencils and erasers, no kidding, right? Aw, thank you so much, Donna. I'm so glad you like it. All right, so let's get this center dot in there. And then I just give a light erase, because if these lines are too thick, when you dot over top of them, they will actually misshape your dots. So I just go over and do a really light erase. Just to make sure there's no residue and build up there. And then I will go through here and we will continue on with finding the centers. So this will get everything ready for tomorrow, where I can sit down and do some painting. I believe I'm live tomorrow. Instagram maybe tomorrow. I'm also going to be going live on Christina Lee's Facebook group this week. We're going to do some mug painting. We'll just hang out and talk mug painting and see what other questions you guys might have. That'll be Thursday evening. If you want to know what my live schedule is, check out the pinned post here on my profile, and it'll tell you what platform and what day and time I'll be going live. So if you want to come and hang out, I will be here as long as technology cooperates. And I want to always keep these free. So you won't ever be charged to come to these lives. I do have a virtual tip jar, so if you feel called to throw me $1 or $2 as a thank you for the live and anything I've may have done to help you with that, then that's great, but it's definitely not mandatory, never expected, but all the links for that sort of stuff is in my bio. So these keychains should be finished and should be listed in my shop on the weekend. Wednesday I'm off. Okay, thank you. I knew that it was a busy week this week. I knew it was a busy one. So yeah, I'll be live tomorrow on Instagram. Patty, do you happen to remember if tomorrow is morning or afternoon or evening? I feel like it's evening, but I don't know why. Or maybe it's 12 to 2 again tomorrow. I can't even remember. All right, so we've got 3 of them done. We'll take the last couple of minutes. I'm going to start the long goodbye because this is the tradition and it's going to take me a long time. 12 to 2 on Instagram. Thanks, Patty. You're the best. So tomorrow from 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern on my Instagram page, I will be going live. I will be continuing to work on the teapot, maybe working on some keychains. Who knows, just kind of working on whatever odds and ends need to be done. Noon Eastern tomorrow, the made-to-order listings for the rainbow black and white mugs, as well as the metallic teal black and white mugs. They will be listed on my website no later than noon Eastern tomorrow. And keep your eyes peeled for the auction that'll be coming up in a couple of weeks. And until then, I hope we get to spend some time together this week, painting and creating and just hanging out. Thank you guys for putting up with the tiny penis club that drives outside of my window. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your spare time with me. It means the absolute world to me, and I appreciate you very, very much. I have a YouTube channel now. There is a playlist on there with tutorials. So if you want some tutorials for some different patterns and some beginner stuff, they are available on my YouTube channel as well. And any other questions, please don't ever hesitate to reach out. I don't pretend to have all the answers. But if I can help you out, I will be happy to do so. So don't hesitate to reach out if there's anything I can potentially do to help you. And I'll look forward to hanging out with you guys again soon. Thank you again. I love doing these lives. It feels so good to be back doing the lives now that I've got my internet back and all of that fun stuff seems to be smoothed out. So hopefully no more interruptions and we can just get back into the swing of things and enjoy spending this time together, right? You have to be a member of Jamie's Facebook group to bid in the auction. That may not be true. I might not do it on the Facebook group. I might do it on my Facebook page. But still go and join the group just in case. So you definitely need to be following my Facebook page. And I will be also on Instagram. So some of the items will be on Instagram. Some of them will be on Facebook. Stay tuned for details on when and where and all of that good stuff. Yeah, my live's almost over, Holly, unfortunately. It's good to see you. I'm sorry we missed ya. Hi, Borka. How are you? You love when I say that about outside, do ya? Oh, thank you, Patty. Thank you, guys. You guys are amazing. I love ya. Thank you so much for all of the help and answering questions for people in the comments. It means the world to me, and I appreciate it very much. You're always late. It's okay. I'm going to be posting this to YouTube in about another month. If you are a member of my Patreon, you will get access to it within the week. And we are almost done and got 5 keychains ready to go tomorrow. So I will be able to hopefully get some work done on these bad boys and get them finished. All right, you guys, we are almost done here. I love ya. Please take care of yourselves. Thank you for helping to nurture such a kind and loving environment here. And I'll look forward to hanging out with you again very, very soon. Whoops. All right. One last little circle, and then, yeah, 5 of these will be ready to be painted tomorrow. Yay! All right. Get that circle on there, and now we are good. So, yes, we did. We survived. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of rogue fireworks going off recently in the neighborhood. They don't seem to be done yet. Hopefully, they won't last too much longer. Oh, I'm glad you're doing well, Borka, and I'm good. Thank you so much for asking. Thank you, Donna. Lots of love, you guys. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out, and we'll see you tomorrow. We'll do some more work on the teapot, and we'll maybe even do some work on the keychains, too. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me. I love you lots and lots. And I will look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Please take care of yourselves. Bye, guys. Love ya.